I wanted to take a minute and talk about the videos that I make and the inspiration behind them. What's behind the videos that I make and why I make them. I started off making drum covers and found myself in a situation where the band that I was in disbanded and all the recording gear that I was using to make those covers went away. It was one of the band members' gear, so things changed. I almost lost my rehearsal space, and there was a little bit of a period of time there where I was unable to shoot drum videos anymore. So it kind of morphed into me telling stories about my band life and tour life and things like that, and the experiences that I've had being in bands for the last 30 plus years and being a drummer for 37 years. So here I am. In those stories, a lot of my tour stories and how I got into touring, my experiences during tours or while I was in that period of time, and why I got out of touring, why I decided to leave. I think some of those topics have kind of had a negative tone to them, and I wanted to address that. I just wanted to first off, I just wanted to say, in the grand scheme of everything that has happened to me in my life, I am extremely thankful for everything that has happened and where life has taken me through the years. My whole life has just kind of been these building blocks of working towards being in a band. And when I was 20, I moved to Orlando and started a band called Shyster. It was Mike, Brian, Wes, and myself. And we played our first shows together. We did our first records together. We did our first tours together. We did everything as a band together for the first time. And it was an amazing experience. It's your first time doing these things, and it was your dream, and it was incredible. I had opportunities that came from that, and had an opportunity to move to California. I had an offer to join Diesel Boy, which is a punk band in California. So I moved across the country, and I joined this punk band Diesel Boy, and met my wife the second day I was in the state, and now our 20-year-old son's in college. We toured together. We toured internationally. We did records on a bigger scale. We toured on a bigger scale. We went out for longer periods of time. And I was doing what I wanted to do. I was realizing this dream that I always had. In my mind, when I think about it, it's just kind of the progression of my life. I mean, when you have your memories of your life, like everybody, you have like childhood memories, and when you went to high school and you went to college, and you got married, you bought a house, those kinds of memories. I mean, I have the same memories, but mine are just this progression through like playing music and doing records, and moving to bigger areas to take advantage of bigger and better opportunities, getting married, having my son, things like that. So everything that I've done in my life, which may seem abnormal to a lot of people, is very normal to me. It's part of who I am. I don't think outside of that. It's not a block of time. It's this lifelong progression of, from the time I was a little kid to where I am now at a 52-year-old man. So I don't think of it as abnormal. But what is abnormal to me is going in, you're recording these records, and you're putting them out there in the world. I mean, you're in this room and you're recording this thing, and then once you're done, all these people they mix it and they do all the stuff to it, and then the record comes out and it goes to all these different places. And I don't know where it goes. I mean, nobody knows where it goes. People buy them. And this was back in the 90s and 2000s, and people just buy these records, and you go on tour and you go halfway around the world, and people know who you are, and they're screaming your songs, the lyrics to your songs during the show, and they're losing their fucking minds while you're playing. And it is incredible to see that and to experience that and have them just want to talk to you for a few seconds. Now, I'm not saying I'm better than anybody at all. I'm not suggesting that in one bit. There are people that have been musicians that are friends of mine that have far surpassed anything that I've ever been able to do. I'm simply expressing in my mind what it's like to have these experiences. Some of these experiences were not the most positive, and I've done videos about some of those, and they kind of have a negative tone to them. I mean, that's not the intent. When I shoot a video, it's an idea that comes into my head. If I have an idea that comes in my head, I turn my camera on and I go. I may have an idea. I may research some of the dates, so make sure I have the timeline straight and everything, but that's pretty much it. And then I just go, and I just talk straight from the hip. I just go from memory. And however the tone is, it just comes from the heart. It comes from a genuine spot, and it is what it is. And I put it together and edit out all the dumb stuff. Like that will probably be edited out, that I missed the word edit. And I put it out. Someone commented about on one of my videos, like, "Oh my gosh, it seems like this band was like, really bad or whatever." It's like, no, it wasn't. There were specific times in whatever particular band, I can't remember which one it was about, but that may not have been in that moment and what I was talking about in that video the most positive thing. But I guess I just wanted to come on here and express how incredibly fortunate and thankful that I am to be able to have done the things that I've done musically, and gone to the places that I've been able to go. And my entire life now is because of those chances that I took playing music and to do the next best thing. And meeting my wife the second day I was here, and our son, who's 20 years old, he's going to senior year into college next year. I mean, it's amazing. I don't take any of it for granted. If it's part of my life, it's part of my process that has been my life. I don't think of it as odd. It's not like this outlying thing. It's just time periods in my life. People ask me from work or whatever, like, "Oh, why did you move to California?" And I tell them, it's like, "Oh, I joined a punk band, and I went on tour for however long." And they look at me like, "Really?" It's like, "Yeah." And it's not a normal thing. And maybe I don't look the part of a punk drummer in a punk band, and they look at me like, you were in a punk band?" Like, yeah, yeah. And played in front of a bunch of rabid screaming fans every night, and they wanted to talk to me and signed a bunch of shit. And you come home, and then you do your normal thing, and you go to work and you do whatever. But it's just all part of my life and my story. So if there is ever a negative mood to a video, or I'm talking about something and it may not be in the most positive light, it's just an experience that I'm conveying, and it's just something that I'm talking about in the moment. Am I a negative person? I don't think so at all. I mean, am I Mr. Brimming with positivity? Absolutely not. I just turn my camera on like I am right now, and I just shoot because it's what came to my little pea brain, and I want to get it out. So whether it's positive or negative, whatever it may be, it is what it is. So I just wanted to say that, and I just mainly wanted to say how incredibly thankful I am to have had the opportunities that I have had, and how thankful I am to still be able to be playing music and still love it as much as I do. So that's it. I don't know what's going to come next, but it's going to be something from my little pea brain, and you guys will all be subjected to it. So, all right, that's it. I'll see you.